Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and a crazily painful introduction intro life of Crypto Siege's YouTube channel. Oh my gosh, I apologize. This is just brutal. Absolutely brutal what's going on with this internet here in the home plot. Hopefully I'll get it fixed sometime next week. For sure. Interesting times in the digital asset space. I got to tell you that Voyager files Chapter 11. Very, very interesting. More news from Simon Dixon and Bank to the Future and the recovery plan for Celsius Network. Celsius Network is in a paying off loan spree. I mean, it is absolutely rampant. And the really big news is they have revamped their board once again. So they revamped some of the people on the board there, and really says to me that Alex is getting the bigger picture of the positives first, and not trying to cover the boards, trying to cover their behind type mentality. That's what it's feeling like to me. So we're going to get into that as well. The market is doing what the market does. Unfreaking believable. I wouldn't get excited about the total cryptocurrency market cap right now, although it's probably in the positive. So guys, listen, this is your XRP Ripple daily news. And around 0 to 10 minutes. So let's do this. The total cryptocurrency market cap is at 945 billion. The Bitcoin dominance is at 40.7%. So again, the total cryptocurrency market cap is down from 3 trillion to under 1 trillion. Bitcoin is at $20,175 again. Ethereum is at $1,137 again. XRP is at 32 cents again. The market, guys, is just doing what the freaking market does. What can you say about that? I'm going to check my swing trade here. See what's going on. Did not have a swing trade on the Atom token. That's up 22% on the 7-day. Sandbox up 15% on the 7-day. No swing trade on that either. But yeah, so I mean, guys, look, market again doing what it does. 10 cent up to $4.07. That's really, really cool. Yeah, we have some 10 set. Let's see what's going on with that. So board change up, basic attention's up in the madness. That is this bear market. Our weave is up 27% in the madness. That is this bear market. Oh, look at EVMOS. It's up 48.4%. We got some of that for free. And 48% is pretty decent in this market. Yeah, I'll have to look into that, see what's going on there. So in any case, it is what it is. And there's Curve Dow up 41%. Interesting, but no swing trades for us, right? So all of these are down from all-time highs and stuff like that. So these greens, unless you're swing trading with new money, doesn't really matter. So let me check the one of the positions that we had real quick. And that is Matic. We had a really big blessing for the Crypto Sieges firm for Matic. Seems like way back forever when we had it for less than right around a penny. And yeah, that was a total blessing. Let's see what's going on here now. Okay, yeah, there it is. It's up 4% on this on a 24-hour. Interesting stuff there. Again, that was a swing trade that we entered in at 2. Entered into. Yeah, ended it. The call was at 45. We didn't get the call at the time, so we didn't get it until 47. But in any case, there it is. That's great stuff. Let's get into some of this ongoing crypto Twitter stuff. Brad disguised himself as a plumber to the global financial infrastructure. Look who's on the panel with him. Yeah, who is on the panel with him? So Riz, man, we appreciate you, bro. You've been doing some really great stuff. I think I retweeted one of your videos. You're doing some great work, brother. Really, absolutely great work, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. We appreciate you. Let's see what else we had here. That seems like that is the same thing that I just shared. I thought this was interesting. This is from Judy Shelton. XRP space B space Jammin. He retweeted Judy Shelton's quote. I like the idea of a gold-backed currency. It could even be done in a cryptocurrency sort of way. A unified money system. So when you talk about the international marketplace, everyone is playing on a level playing field. That was from Judy Shelton. And I think he said something like, do you still believe in this idea? And she said, yes, I do. Yeah, so this is a recent tweet. He retweeted that and she said, yes, I still believe in that. So that's interesting to see. This is John Deaton getting on the SEC, or I don't know if he's still at the SEC or not. SEC Investor Ed. I guess he is still there. Says the SEC Investor Ed put out here, if you're ever a victim of identity theft or a data breach, these are the immediate steps you should take with your investment account. John Deaton says, what if you're the victim of a government overreach? What if you're the victim of government overreach? What if an agency were to assert claims that violate 76 years of legal precedent, and those claims contradict public guidance offered by the leaders of that agency? What are the immediate steps we should take? That pit bull John Deaton is on it. Keyless from the channel tweeted out as well. There was a breach, but not identity or data, improprieties and shenanigans within your office. Cartel moves signed off by our own government. Shout out to you, Keyless. Hashtag SAC, hashtag Ripple. I freaking love it. And Mark says, well, Mark Phillips says the best step is, I think the first step is to file a writ of mandamus. I love it. That's exactly what John Deaton did do. John in the news again. We all know Jim Cramer is just the biggest goofball there is. And he's just a paid shill, right? It's entertainment. I don't take Jim serious at all. I'm sorry, Jim Cramer, but I have to agree that your comment is the most bullish sign crypto has had in weeks. Yeah, because he says Jim Cramer says crypto really does seem to be imploding. Went from 3 trillion to 1 trillion. Why should it stop at 1 trillion? There's no real value there, says Jim Cramer. What an awful asset. Wow. What an awful asset. NFT sold to you, made up. Jim, again, for me, I don't get upset about Jim because I know he's there for entertainment purposes. Right? Linda P. Jones responded to Crypto Wells' tweet about Bitcoin. Interesting response, I have to say. The Central African Republic, which adopted Bitcoin as legal tender in April, is poised to ditch Bitcoin after lack of demand, quote unquote, and plans to release their own CBDC. Well, here's my thing. It's a central bank, the Central African Republic, my guess. So for me, releasing their own CBDC just makes sense. And the fact is there's a lack of demand for Bitcoin right now without it being legal tender for a country, right? People aren't running to buy Bitcoin right now. The market is, right? They try to do something in a bear market. This is what's going to happen. So, but in any case, so Linda says, but I heard Bitcoin was going to end governments and handle global payments. That's not going to happen. It's not going to handle global payments. They still can be legal tender, though, in my humble opinion. So word on the street is Voyager did file the Chapter 11. I think it's interesting that Voyager did this just matter of few days after stopping withdrawals. Now, Simon Dixon would say this is a great thing that they did it just days within filing. So they did not try to, paying back stuff. And that they didn't take that route. They're not paying back loans. No, straight to Chapter 11. My guess is Simon Dixon would say this is the smartest move if you're going to do the Chapter 11, which is do it quickly and start a restructuring plan. Voyager, which I think is different than what Celsius is wanting to do. It feels like it's very, very obvious, but we'll see. Voyagers. Today, we began a voluntary financial restructuring process to protect assets on the platform, maximize value for all stakeholders, especially customers, and emerge as a stronger company. Voyager will continue operating throughout, which means they're accepting deposits, right? And I think they said as well that if you started over a withdrawal before the notice, that pending withdrawal would go through. And I saw some people say that their withdrawals did go through. So we strongly believe in the future of this industry, but the prolonged volatility in the crypto markets and the default of 3 Arrows Capital require us to take this decisive action. Volatility in the market, that uncollateralized loan that they did to 3 Arrows Capital kind of got them in a situation, right? This well-established legal process whereby companies reorganize their financial obligation to emerge as stronger organizations provides an efficient and equitable mechanism to maximize recovery. Our goal is to come out a stronger organization. Now they got, so this is a really good tweet. Again, communications early, decisive actions early. I think it's interesting. I wonder who's helping them with that. You never know who's in the background helping with this recovery. But again, they're doing something quick. Don't know what it's going to look like ultimately. But I will tell you this, I wish them the best of luck in recovery, restructuring, and making their customers, in other words, depositors whole. I hope that they're taking, when they say customers, they're talking about the depositors, because we need the good platforms to win in the space, because TradFi is not our friend. And it is becoming more and more increasingly obvious that hashtag Gary Gensler is doing the bidding of TradFi. And I hope no one is naive to believe something different. And here was a platform who blatantly said, we did not participate in DeFi. But they did a massive loan unsecured. So it's not about participating in DeFi. It's not about participating, being both a borrower and a lender. It's in the overall risk management. So everybody has risk management of some sort. Some have really, really great risk management, and some have poor risk management. For example, there are tons and tons of people with their life savings on platforms. Life savings on platforms. That would be not great risk management. Not great risk management, right? People who participate in DeFi, not on any CeFi, have to have a measure of risk management. For example, you could participate in DeFi with the DeFi platform that hasn't been audited, that hasn't gone through any kind of security checks, just launched, that don't show their face, blah, 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 and you put your money there. There's a level of risk management there. One might say that it's not great. Or you can participate in DeFi on Aave, Compound, Yearn, Maker, right? The more secure, the ones that have been around, the OGs. Is it still risky? Yes. But is the risk management better? Yes. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to say, oh, the best risk management, not your keys, not your crypto. I know you guys are going to say that. Got your stuff hanging out on a ledger. And I appreciate that. Here's what I will say. This space is not moving forward with people who just buy crypto and hold it. It ain't moving forward. Period. Point blank in the discussion. It's not moving forward with that move. I'm just going to buy and I'm just going to hold. It ain't moving forward with that. Bottom line. That's why Fled Networks is rewarding people who participate in the ecosystem, because they understand for the ecosystem to move forward, for mass adoption to take place, people are going to ask, okay, but tell me, how is it being utilized? How am I providing a service to customers and consumers in crypto and outside of crypto. Now I got it. You want to be the person that just holds your stuff and let everybody else provide utility. I got it. So anyway, there it is there. I'm going to wish them the best of luck with Voyager with the recovery plan. Again, I believe Simon Dixon would be singing the praises of this move because it's done quickly and there's communication as to what's going on. And I know a lot of people on this channel that are friends of this channel are on Voyager. I know that. And so I know they're good people and I know they're going to support this recovery, right? People are going to learn some lessons. I'm sure people from Voyager are going to learn some lessons about uncollateralized loans, you know, and, you know, people gave Celsius Network a hard time about over collateralizing and requiring 4 times the crypto to participate. People gave Celsius a hard time about that. Why are you doing that? Why you want so much? But then they'll turn around and say that was the dumbest thing ever for Voyager to do an uncollateralized loan. Do you see what I'm saying? It's easy to do the Monday morning quarterback thing, is my point. It's easy to do that. It's easy to say you're, you know, these platforms are risking other people's money. It's easy to do the Monday morning quarterback thing. It just is. It's easy to do it. What's not easy is trying to provide a place for people to earn on their money and not have to deal with 0.0 or negative interest on their money. So for me, shout out to Voyager for trying to do something for the good of the people. Shout out to Celsius for trying to do something good for the good of the people, and not, you know, not hiding and being afraid. Just say, yeah, just buy stuff and just hold, you know, just come back 5 years. I'm sure the crypto space, I'm sure that the SEC won't point out the fact that this whole crypto space is not doing anything productive. It's just people buying and holding. I'm sure that the SEC and JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs won't claim that there's no real use case for crypto because no one is using it. They just got it on their ledgers. I'm sure that, you know, that won't be brought up. So anyway, Otis here says the Celsius wrap Bitcoin make a loan liquidation price is now $2,722. Man, oh man, that is pretty phenomenal right there. 2722. Let me take a look at it. That's some interesting stuff right there. They continue to pay down these loans. At the applicable time, I'm sure Celsius will come out with more communications when it is appropriate, like they said that they would at the applicable time, right? That reshuffling of the board that Celsius is doing, I think, speaks volumes. I would tell you that I think, and I'm going to share that tweet with you, I think that they got a board together and or advisors together for the situation at hand. So when that situation was very, very dim, very, very grim and dire, they had a board for that, right? And then I think as they eased their way out, if you will, from very, very dire and grim situation, they changed the advisors and or board, if you will. That's what I think. I don't know. I'm not on the inside, but I think that they did that for a reason. But there it is there. Liquidation now, $2,722. $2,722. That's the Bitcoin price. That's a Bitcoin price. When they free stuff up, they're going to get you know, a certain amount of Bitcoin. Right now, it's 18,000 Bitcoin. It was 23,000 available, so maybe they took some out. I'm not sure, but there it is. Collateral lock. No, it is 21,962,000 Bitcoin. 21,962 Bitcoin is the collateral. That value is 440 million. My personal belief is Bitcoin is going to get to about 25 to 30,000, and that's because I'm following my guy. It's not me. I'm not a TA guy, and I think it's going to get to that point before it does kind of turn over on itself. That's kind of what I think. And again, I'm taking that from my TA guy who I follow. 440 million. Interesting stuff in value currently. and that's at 20,000. So I'm not sure what it'll probably get over $500 million if it gets 25 or 30,000. It will get over $500 million. That's a lot of Bitcoin to have once this is paid off. So that's interesting to say the least. That they paid that down to that significant amount is it's intriguing to me the rampant pace at which they're looking to pay stuff, not looking to pay stuff, that they are paying stuff off. Like they are paying it off. And so and I think that personally, I think that Alex's mission is to make depositors whole. I think Alex's mission obviously is to try to get try to get liquid if they are just illiquid, and if they're in an insolvent stage, to try to get to improve that situation to illiquid and then liquid. So I really do think that. So Jeremy Hogan says, I think Judge Knapp will rule on the Hinman emails this week, mainly because motions to strike expert witnesses are due next week, Tuesday. Speaking of which, looking forward to Ripple's motion to strike the expert report of Mr. Duty. It should be it should be a doozy. Yeah. So anyway, some thoughts here on the fact that that Mr. Alex Mashinsky and Celsius have revamped the board. I think it's interesting. I do have the you can actually check it and verify. It says Josh Futris says at F the FUD, at FCUK the FUD on Twitter, says, with all the rumors about the board, what I know for a fact, this is what he is saying, is that Alex kicked off at least one of the independent advisors that favored draw out bankruptcy, straight out bankruptcy, kicked them off. That would have milked depositors' funds. So just like Bank to the Future, Simon Dixon was saying, those advisors were definitely leaning more towards the bankruptcy, and that Alex was in a situation where there was basically a fight for power, with the advisors saying one thing and probably the advisors, saying definitely do the bankruptcy, and the other end of that spectrum were people saying let's make the depositors whole and screw the bankruptcy, and that kind of fight. So that's what it seems like to me. And here is, let me see if I have the other one with the directors. There was kind of a list of the directors' terminations and stuff like that. That's Leonard P. Jones. That's Riz. I'll just show you this here with the advisory, and you can, and it's available, right? You can find the link and you can find out. You can see the terminations, termination, July 6th, termination of employment. Again, another termination of employment, another termination of appointment. So that's 3 people terminated, advisors. Lawrence Anthony terminated as a director. John Stephen Dubois terminated as a director. And Gilbert Nathan terminated. That all happened July 6th. So there were some appointments on July 6th. 2 of those people were appointed and as director on June 20th. So there it is. They terminated them. So you got Gilbert and John were appointed 17th and 20th, respectively, and then they were terminated just a matter of weeks later. It does speak to me that again, you got people as advisors who want to cover their butts and all that kind of stuff, if you will, and do the bankruptcy thing, right? And then you got the other end who don't want to do that, right? Which is the board members. So, but Simon approach, I like Simon's approach, which is to be prepared, right? Better to have an opportunity, better to be prepared and not have an opportunity. So in other words, better to be prepared for a Chapter 11 than to have a bankruptcy Chapter 11 and not be prepared. That's all. This is what this is, in my opinion. being prepared for the worst case scenario. So it's if in capital letters, he says, if Celsius moves to Chapter 11, we have a top tier team to support the depositors first. We have strategy, we have the ears of the board, and we will have the ears of Chapter 11 as we prepared. In that case, the strategy serves to not dump deposits, not legal or financial advice, he says, right, Otto? So again, I just think that's smart to be prepared in case it's a scenario. And we don't know what Alice and the team are looking to do. We will eventually find that out. But there is something very interesting to paying off those loans at that rapid pace in which they are paying them off. So pay attention to that. I'm going to end this video from another great video share from Riz at Riz_XRP. We appreciate you, my guy. It says here, XRP, the clear winner. This is from Zoe Cruz, who was co-president of Morgan Stanley at one time. Wow. Now at Ripple, co-president at Morgan Stanley. How are you a co-president? I don't know. Anyway, so let's take a listen to this. If the internet will allow such a thing, and I think this is not just my internet, I think it's something to do with my laptop. Let's see. All right, let's take a listen.
That in the early 2000s, you're only going to invest in one internet stock. And I don't need to tell you whether it's social media,
She's talking about here.
Didn't exist by and large.
Talking about here is the people that say, all we need is just Bitcoin. You don't need anything else.
I mean, Netscape was the browser of choice with 75% market share. Google is the leader now, and Netscape doesn't exist. So to me, it's the equivalent thing. I don't know. There will be winners and losers, but I wouldn't want to have Bitcoin end up being the Netscape of your investment opportunity. And again, the way I look at that diversification, each of those currencies was designed differently. It has underbellies, all of them do, but it also has clear winner characteristics in the alley that they chose to compete in. So Bitcoin is the digital gold. So when I talk about diversifying, it's the idiosyncratic risk of that particular cryptocurrency. So the pluses and the minuses of Bitcoin, digital gold, the oldest, it made a lot of people rich. So you have a lot of passionate people that would, be very good at defending it and its construct. Its underbelly is actually, it costs a lot of energy. And I don't need to tell you, ESG, environment, social governance, is the new thing. The bigger the blocks, the more successful Bitcoin becomes, the more that's an issue. XRP is the alley it has chosen. It is the leader in that class. Is basically the cross-border payment system. Right. So
it's a great point that she says there. That she's basically saying that, again, these are technologies in the end, right? In the value or in the protocols. Why would you invest in just one thing, right? Like a lot of people with Netscape, it was the clear winner. It was definitely going to be one. It had 75% of the market share, and it went away. What if you had relied on your investments, life savings, on that one bet? But she's also saying you don't just diversify; you diversify into the spaces where they're right. You got the clear winners, right? Clear winners currently, right? So you have one more than, you don't just have one clear winner. You have one, you have two, and you have three, and you have four, and you have five that at the time are the clear winners in their space, in their vertical, right? So that's just really smart investing. All right, guys, look, I am going to end this video. Thank you so much for hanging out. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It definitely helps with YouTube and the algorithm on YouTube for sure. And I know we got lots of people that are hanging out, watching and listening and haven't had a chance to subscribe yet. Please consider subscribing to the channel. We want to get to 10,000 as fast as we can. Let's make that happen. Let's make that happen by the end of freaking July. We can make that happen by the end of this month. I really do believe that. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to end this video like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this.
Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. That the battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it.